Number 4, many corporations have begun decorating their halls with motivational posters, oh God, in hopes of boosting their employees' motivation to work productively. However, almost all employees at these corporations are already motivated to work productively, so these corporations' use of motivational posters is unlikely to achieve its intended purpose. I would love to agree with this statement, because to me motivational posters just sounds really obnoxious, but my job is not to agree with these arguments. My job is to disagree with these arguments. And my objection, I don't care what type of question this is, my objection would be, hey, I know that most people are already motivated, but 1, can't they be more motivated? And 2, more importantly, what about all the people that aren't motivated? Maybe they see that awesome motivational poster and then totally become a model employee, fired up model employee, right? That to me seems like a fairly obvious objection to this argument. Now the question says, the reasoning in the argument is most vulnerable to criticism on the grounds that the argument blank. So then what type of question is this? It's a flaw question, yeah, because it's looking for a flaw that is in the argument. The argument is vulnerable to which one of the following. So on a flaw question, do you have any strategies for a flaw question, or like kind of what are you thinking about when you think about a flaw question?
Well, when I was going through it, I was thinking about how there might be other factors that might impact motivation at a workplace.
Okay, that's a fine objection to the argument, but what about on a flaw question? What are your thoughts on just a generic flaw question in the abstract? Anybody? What are we thinking about on a flaw question?
Well, it has to be in there, right?
We're looking for a flaw that is in the argument, yeah? I think I would be looking for a conservatively stated answer choice, because it has to be something that was in the argument. It's like a must be true, in that we're looking for something that the argument for sure did. We cannot accuse them of something that they didn't do. So we're looking for something that they did for sure, and something that is a logical problem. My prediction here would be, hey, can't you motivate the people who aren't motivated? Or can't people get motivated more? A says, fails to consider whether corporations that do not currently use motivational posters would increase their employees' motivation to work productively if they began using the posters. I don't even know. I would just be like, what? The companies that aren't doing this? We're going to talk about the companies that aren't doing this? Why are we talking about that? I would just move on from A without even really spending very much time on it. B, takes for granted that with respect to their employees' motivation to work productively, corporations that decorate their halls with motivational posters are representative of corporations in general. I don't see why corporations in general are relevant. I'm looking for a logical problem with why these posters might actually work. The speaker said the motivational posters aren't going to work. I'm looking for something that says no, but they actually might. C, fails to consider that even if motivational posters do not have one particular beneficial effect for corporations, they may have similar effects that are equally beneficial. No, because the conclusion of the argument was the corporation's use of motivational posters is unlikely to achieve its intended purpose of increasing productivity. So that makes C just irrelevant. The fact that it has other benefits is not relevant. D, does not adequately address the possibility that employee productivity is strongly affected by factors other than employees' motivation to work productively. I'm trying to find why these posters, the speaker says these posters aren't going to work because the people are already motivated. Most of them are already motivated. I just don't know what other factors, so I don't know. What is that even talking about? I don't know. E. There it is. That was one of the first things out of my mouth. Fails to consider that even if employees are already motivated to work productively, motivational posters may increase that motivation. That's the answer. That was the first prediction that I came up with. And so I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to show off. What I'm telling you is, if you just take a very critical, common sense critical approach to attacking these arguments, oftentimes the first objection that you have is the exact correct answer to the question. And the problem that most students have is that they get into the answer choices way too quickly. They don't have a nice prediction. They don't understand what the argument's trying to prove. And if you don't make a prediction here, you're screwed, because A and B and C and D, they're all kind of heavy. You have to figure out what the hell they're even talking about. And you can start convincing yourself that that's what you're looking for, right? And that's because you don't know what you're looking for. So the answer here is E.